everyone, this is Miss Moriarty, and I'm here to discuss with us topic 5.4, which is all about the impact of common agricultural practices. Remember, in class today, we talked about topic 5.3, which kind of coincides with this topic, which was the Green Revolution, right? The change in the types of agricultural practices that we started using in order to supply food for the ever growing human population. Remember, we mentioned a lot of those practices were increase in mechanization, right? Using different methods of harvesting those crops, things like monoculture, the use of irrigation, fertilizers, and pesticides all contribute to what we know of as the Green Revolution. Now, a lot of those practices we continue to do today, right? They are very commonplace. Now, some of those agricultural practices, however, have environmental damages. Some of the other practices that we'll talk about in this video and later on in class, one of them is a method of called tilling. So you can see that in the image here. This is where we tend to use machines to actually turn over and break up the soil. We can use a method called slash and burn farming, which is a form of deforestation in where vegetation is cut down and burned to clear land for then agriculture. And also, fertilizer use can have environmental damage. So here is our slash and burn agriculture. Remember, I said previously, this is a type of deforestation in where vegetation will be cut down and burned in order to clear the land for agriculture. Now, why is this so environmentally damaging? Well, number one, when we burn anything, especially when we're going to be burning biomass, it's going to release a lot of greenhouse gases. So it may increase concentrations of carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and other particulate matter, which can coincide with air pollution. We can also see a decrease in the biodiversity of that ecosystem, right? We're completely wiping out that ecosystem. When we see no vegetation left, we can see maybe an increase in erosion in that given area. With that habitat loss, we also see a loss of species that may reside in that ecosystem. And in addition, to the list of environmentally damaging things, it may also lower the albedo of the surrounding area. And remember, albedo is a surface's ability to reflect. So if we lower its albedo, we know that it's going to be absorbing more radiation than it is reflecting, making the then surrounding area slightly warmer in its temperature. Now, what about tilling? Tilling is when we mix and we break up soil to try and make it easier to plant things. However, an ecosystem that has been tilled very frequently tends to increase in erosion. And the reason being is because now that topsoil, right, that A horizon is now breaking up, and the leftover root structure from harvest can't necessarily dig into the soil as well, increasing its ability to blow the soil or maybe get runoff when it rains. We can also see a loss of organic matter found in the topsoil and increased particulate matter in the air. That's what PM stands for. Particulate matter would be any of the sediment or dirt that gets blown up due to wind. And if any nearby watershed happens to be next to this agricultural field, we might even see an increase in particulate matter found in the watershed. So that's going to be affecting the turbidity of that water. All right, guys, that's it for the video on 5.4 on agricultural practices. Remember, on Monday, we are going to hopefully watch our fresh documentary where they're going to continue talking about all of these different types of agricultural practices.